A binomial is an expression that has two unlike terms. The binomial theorem is a powerful algebraic tool that helps us expand binomial expressions raised to the power of n, where n is a positive integer. A small value of n, for example, if n is equal to 2, means that we are squaring the binomial expression, or multiplying by itself. So x plus y times x plus y gives x squared plus xy plus xy plus y squared, which simplifies to x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. Now what if the power en were to increase to a larger value? For example, suppose en is 5. X plus y raised to the power 5 means we are multiplying the expression 5 times. As you can see, it would become increasingly difficult to expand these brackets using the same method we did when the power was 2. This is where the binomial theorem can come to the rescue. The binomial theorem is a formula that enables us to expand any binomial expression, raised to a positive integer power n. In the general form being displayed here, the elements in the bracket read as n choose k. We can use our calculator for this, or we can find it by putting n factorial over k factorial times n minus k factorial. N choose k tells us how many ways we can choose k items from n items. The sigma notation indicates that we are summing or adding the terms. We'll now use the binomial theorem to expand x plus y raised to the 5th power. First, we identify our n value, which is 5. The expansion will have 6 terms since we go from k equals 0 to k equals 5. Let's write it step by step. To get the first term in the expansion, we replace en with whatever the power is. In this case, en is 5, and we always begin with k equals 0. X to the power of n minus k is x raised to the power 5 minus 0, which is 5, while y to the power of k is y to the power 0. For the second term, again, we replace n with whatever the power is. In this example, we use n equal 5 when calculating each and every term. However, the value of k will increase when calculating successive terms, so now we use k equals 1. X to the power of n minus k is x raised to the power 5 minus 1, which is 4, while y to the power of k is y to the power 1. For the third term, we substitute 5 for en. The value of k will increase to k equals 2. X to the power of n minus k is x raised to the power 5 minus 2, which is 3, while y to the power of k is y to the power 2. For the fourth term, we substitute 5 for n as usual. The value of k will now be 3. X to the power of n minus k is x raised to the power 5 minus 3, which is 2, while y to the power of k is y to the power 3. For the fifth term, we substitute 5 for n. The value of k will now be 4. X to the power of n minus k is x raised to the power 5 minus 4, which is 1, while y to the power of k is y to the power 4. For the sixth and final term, we substitute 5 for n as we did for all the terms. The value of k will now be 5. X to the power of n minus k is x raised to the power 5 minus 5, which is 0, while y to the power of k is y to the power 5. Now, let's simplify each term. In the first term, the value of 5 choose 0 is 1, and y to the power of 0 is also 1. So the first term is x to the power of 5. In the second term, the value of 5 choose 1 is 5, and y to the power of 1 is the same y. So the second term is 5x to the fourth power times y. In the third term, the value of 5 choose 2 is 10, So the third term is 10x to the third power times y squared. In the fourth term, the value of 5 choose 3 is also 10. So the fourth term is 10x squared times y cubed. In the fifth term, the value of 5 choose 4 is 5, giving 5x times y to the fourth power. In the sixth and final term, the value of 5 choose 5 is 1, and x to the power of 0 is 1, giving y to the power of 5. Let's take note of some patterns before we look at another example. Notice that the first term in the binomial takes on whatever power we have for en, in this case 5, while the other term y takes on the power 0. As we go along, the power of x decreases until it reaches 0, while the power of y, the other term in the binomial, is increasing until it reaches the value of the power en. That's 5 in this case. Also, the first coefficient is always n choose 0. In this case, the binomial was raised to the power of 5. So the first coefficient is 5 choose 0, then 5 choose 1, then 5 choose 2, and so on, until we reach 5 choose 5. We can also get the coefficients from Pascal's triangle. Pascal's triangle is a special triangular array of numbers. Each number in the triangle is the sum of the two numbers directly above it. Here's how it is made. Start with a 1 at the top. Create the next row with two 1s. Each row in Pascal's triangle starts and ends with 1. For every new row, add the two numbers directly above to get the numbers in between. So for row 2, place a 1 at the beginning and end. In the middle, add 1 plus 1 from the row above. That gives us 1, 2, 1. The next row starts and ends with 1 again. Then, add 1 plus 2 to get 3, and 2 plus 1 to get another 3, 3. That gives us 1, 3, 3, 1. Repeat this process to build as many rows as you like. Row 4 would be 1, 4, 6, 4. First row, 5, 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1, and so on. To determine which row of Pascal's triangle to use for coefficients, you need to know the exponent of the binomial you're expanding. The row number in Pascal's triangle corresponds to 1 more than the exponent. For example, if you're expanding a binomial raised to the 5th power, you would use the 6th row of Pascal's triangle. Notice that the 6th row gives us the same coefficients when we use the previous method. 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. Let's do 2x minus 3 raised to the 4th power. To get the coefficients in the expansion, we can use the 5th row of Pascal's triangle. Notice that the 5th row gives us the coefficients 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Note that the coefficients can be calculated by finding 4 choose 0, 4 choose 1, 4 choose 2, then 4 choose 3, and end with 4 choose 4. Now let's find the terms. The first term in the binomial 2x takes whatever the power is, in this case 4, while the second term, negative 3, takes the power 0. As we go along, the power of 2x will decrease to 0, while the power of negative 3 will increase to 4. For the next term in the expansion, we raise 2x to the power 3 and raise negative 3 to the power 1. Next, we raise 2x to the power 2 and raise negative 3 to the power 2. Next, we raise 2x to the power 1 and raise negative 3 to the power 3. Next, we raise 2x to the power 0 and raise negative 3 to the power 4. Now let's simplify the terms. For the first term, we'll raise both terms in the bracket to the power 4. 2 to the fourth power is 16, while minus 3 to the power 0 is 1, so we get 16x to the fourth power. For the second term, we'll raise 2x to the power 3. 2 to the third power is 8, while minus 3 to the power 1 is minus 3. So we get negative 96x to the third power. For the third term, we'll raise 2x to the power 2 and minus 3 to the power 2. 2 to the second power is 4, while minus 3 to the second power is 9. So we get 216x squared. For the fourth term, we'll raise 2x to the power 1 and minus 3 to the power 3. 2x to the power 1 is 2x, while minus 3 to the third power is minus 27. So we get negative 216x. For the fifth and final term, we'll raise 2x to the power 0 and minus 3 to the power 4. 2x to the power 0 is 1, while minus 3 to the fourth power is 81. So the final term is 81. The binomial theorem can help you to determine a specific term in the expansion without calculating the entire expansion. The binomial theorem has applications in various fields like probability, combinatorics, and statistics. Click the like button if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to share and subscribe. See you next time.